Yes, Tofik.
Okay, welcome, Tofik, and please download the materials and open your QGIS software.
I just downloaded the zip file, but in the extracted folder, I don't know what to. I don't know
Okay,
which one
so
file.
so what you need is to download the tutorial PDF. We are so the PDF will become the roadmap for our tutorial this morning.
Okay.
So it will tell you what to do. So you just have that one. Just we're not doing anything with it for now. So I'm taking you to a tutorial. I'm explaining what what we're going to be doing.
Okay.
So when we get to where we need it, just know where you have placed it. That's all.
I hear.
So put it into a folder nicely somewhere. All right. So welcome again to our tutorial session. And
Okay.
tutorials are really very good for soldiers because they obey before they complain. And that's how tutorials are supposed to be. You just do it. Sometimes you may not even understand what you've been asked to do. But then at the end of every tutorial, you learn. So let's follow it step by step basis. But then I'm giving you an introduction into why we're doing this tutorial. I've actually started by explaining the menus and the interface, QGIS interface, going through the projects menu. Okay, so there are a list of items there that you can actually access and use for the purpose that we want to use. We have the edit menu, we have the layer menu. The layer menu is about the layers, so there's a couple of things you can do. One of the basic things you can do is to add a new layer, create a new layer. It's also there. That's if you want to create a new layer. Are you okay? And we have settings. Obviously, for every good software, you have a way of customizing, the user interface. We have plugins. Plugins are very good for certain things that you want to do that are not part of the basic software. So QGIS actually has, these extensions that you can actually make use of. Now, obviously, when you look at my interface, I have processing toolbox. So I want all of you to check if you have the processing toolbox because we will not use it today, but we may use it tomorrow. What do you call it? The next time that we continue the tutorial. So please check if you have the processing toolbox panel. So you can see that it's here on the right hand side. You can move it. Okay, there's a way you can actually move these things around. That will totally change your interface. So as you can see, it's quite flexible. Okay, these things can be moved around. These panels, they are panels that fit together very well. Flexible design, user interface design. So vector is about everything about vector can be found here. So there's analysis that everything being done here is vector. Okay, so points, lines, polygons. Everything happening here is about points, lines, polygons. Raster, same thing, except for the conversion, of course, conversion from raster to vector. This is very necessary if I want to rasterize a road, a road network for suitability analysis. I'm saying this for Israel because you have interest there. Anybody else that has an interest, you can let me know. I'll touch more on your area so that you know. So most suitability analysis, site selection, depicting areas that are prone and things like that, require that you do a raster analysis. So raster analysis is very good for those kind of analysis. Raster models are very good and required as opposed to vector. So that's because it's easy to do raster analysis. Database manager, yes, there are times where you need to connect to what we call a special database. So in that case, the database manager comes in. So there's a whole lot you can do. We have open layers. The other layers you can add on to your layers from Google, from so many, service providers, yes, spatial data providers. This is probably a plugin, a mesh calculator. We may not even need it at all. But someone has created it. Obviously, this is actually looking more like the raster calculator. So we talk about the raster calculator as well. Probably not today, but the next time we're doing it. Yeah. So So this is someone's, plugin that they've created, so it does a whole lot. You may not need it at all. You can't have everything. All right. So, yep, we have the processing toolbox. All right. And a graphical modeler that can help you to actually model the things that you do in the project. Okay. So that anytime you load in data sets, it knows exactly what to do in facilitates the whole experience using the software. All right, so this is the general interface. Let's try and add our raster data. Okay, so let's go to layer and then add layer and add raster layer. And then you get this interface. All right, so raster data sets. Then on the right hand side, you browse. Okay, so you browse and then you go for the DM. You want the TIFF file. So TIFF is tagged image formats. Remember that I've talked about this in theory. So now you are looking at it in practical. So you join the two. All right, this is a time where you unite what you've been taught with what's the practical thing, actual thing. All right, so we pick the TIFF file. Now you can see that DEM has so many extensions. So remember that you don't just go into your computer and start deleting all the DMs and then you leave it with the picture saying that this is the raster imagery. This file works with the auxiliary file, AUX. It works with all these other files. So don't be in a hurry to delete files. I mean, that's one rule that I think will help all of us. Okay, so we're going to add it in. We browse for it, select it, and then we do add. Okay, so immediately I do that, I'm getting a pop-up with respect to the transformation, select transformation for DEM. What the software actually means or wants is some kind of coordinate reference system. Are you okay to use? All right. So without even selecting any particular one, we're just going to say okay and then move on. But you need to understand that there are different coordinate systems. I believe we've talked about that. We have the universal transverse Mercator. Okay, we have the longitudes and latitudes. Example is the WGS84 World Geodetic System. Okay, they are basically, you know, longitude and latitude, WGS84, right? And then you can have the UTM, as you can see, UTM zone 10, etc. is here. So you can just say, okay, all right, and then close it. All right, so now, obviously, you wouldn't see anything. There's a reason for that. We need to find out where it's going to. One of the first things we do is to zoom to layer, which may not even work. But I go to properties as well, go to histogram, compute histogram, apply, and that should also let it show. But obviously, we're not seeing anything in here. I think it happens sometimes. It's a software. It's got something to do with software. We try it again. Let's actually take it off and then try to just drag it in. Okay, one of the things I want to do is to just close the whole software and then restart it. It happens from time to time. One of the reasons that you have that is because it is actually an open source software, and open source software always have that shortcoming where you don't get things working always perfectly 100%. So it's expected. But what you basically want to do is just get the data into the software. I'm restarting my QGIS. Okay, so but if you go back to the tutorial, I think basically adding the data is the first thing that we need to do. All right. So this is what I was trying to do, adjusting contrast enhancements. Okay, it's one of the things that sometimes doesn't allow you to see the image. So if we are not able to see the image a second time, then we'll have to go through this process. Is that okay? All right. So we're gonna try this and see if you can see. Otherwise,
Hello, sir.
yes.
So please, I want to ask, with the data, how do we add the dragging that we use, as you said?
Yes. So you just open the folder where you have the file. Okay. And then you resize the Explorer, the window Explorer. Okay. So let me actually share my screen with you how we do that. You know how to resize a folder, don't you? Are you seeing this one? Can you see this window? Can you see
Yes,
this
please.
window? All right, so I'm just simply going to take it. You see me trying to drag this file. All right.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I'll just take this and then I'll open the QGIS. That one will be maximized. Then I'll drag it and then I'll release it onto it. Are you okay? So
Okay.
it's as simple as that. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna try again to re-add the data. Properties, synergy, okay. So have you been able to drag it in? Are you seeing any image at all? Has any of you been able to drag the image into, so you are dragging it onto the software, you can put in the layers panel. Like so.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not seeing the image yet. Normally you should see it. It shouldn't be a big deal, but there's, for some reason you don't get it showing per se. I think it's got to do the coordinate system. So we have to probably set it to the appropriate coordinate system. So let me just look at files that are available. So I'm going back to I'm going back to the folder where the files are. Okay, so I want to open the auxiliary file with a notepad. Okay, and then contain some metadata. That should also have a coordinate system attached to it. Because obviously the coordinate system is a bit messed up. Shouldn't be. That's a shame. We really need this to work for us, otherwise it's gonna be. All right, so I don't get that info from. Okay, there's this aux file. Let's look at this one. It's another one here. I'm opening this with Notepad. Gray area. I'll show you my Notepad, but obviously, it's not what we are in for. This is not the objective. I just want you to see that that file contains a few things that are important, the image, but it doesn't give us the projection. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to set the projection. You know, when you add the data, it asks you for a projection system. Okay, which is the reason why we are not seeing the image. Okay. All right, so let me drag it one more time. So I think even with the computer history, I'm going to try that. Okay, so for some reason our image kind of has a problem. We need to have an image that displays. That's the basic. All right, so I think maybe we'll just have to, I don't know, let's try different data sets. Let's try different data sets. I don't think this one is going to help us at the moment. I don't know, maybe something got deleted. I don't know. So I'm just going to try different data sets. Maybe the same data set, but from a different folder. Because softwares do get confused sometimes. All right. And then with QGIS, anytime you have to reset and do something else, you have to For example, if you have an issue with your coordinate system, the best thing to do is to close it and then start it again. You know, it's a shortcoming of the software. It's not really a big deal, you know, but I think the last time I opened it, it was okay. For example, if we're using QGIS, we won't have this issue. But the problem with QGIS is the licensing, which of course, if AIT bought the license, we use it. Okay, so I'm trying to drag in a different file. Okay, so the first thing it asked me for is to do a conversion, inverse of that, what we really want. Source is that, the destination is different. Okay, so this is supposed to be, there's where we are bringing this thing from is a projected coordinate system. Let me show you my screen, what I'm actually looking at. So here the source coordinate reference system is ESPJ26910. And then the destination is, so there's a disagreement between coordinate systems, and that is why we are not able to see it the way we're supposed to. And it's a shame, because that is what we really need, you know, to begin the whole tutorial. It should just show up, because that is not why we are here. Okay, so I choose one, and I think it pops up. It's a Sunday morning. I haven't eaten. I don't need this kind of brainstorming. But can you see the image now? Okay, so let me do it again, and then we can all follow what I just did. All right, so I start QGIS again. Okay, so you just have to choose one of the transformations down there, not the very top one. The very top one doesn't work. Okay, so when you drag the file and you drop it, it asks you to choose a transformation. The top transformation is not, you know, doesn't work. Okay, for some reason, it could be a bug in the software. But then I want you to simply ignore that first choice and then go for, you know, the third or the fourth. The whole idea is the software can never show a layer which doesn't have coordinate systems. Otherwise, if it doesn't have a coordinate system, you can't do a lot of operations, okay, and analysis. So every data set that you give to it, okay, has to have coordinate system attached to it. So now I'm going to add again. All right, so this is your QGIS interface. You resize the folder containing your DEM. Is that okay? And then you simply drag it in. It will ask you to select a transformation. Okay, but don't select the very first one. Select the last but one. I think so. Okay, that doesn't work. Okay, so now I'm seeing that it's probably the data set that we have. Because I used the zip file within the bigger folder. Okay, so it's probably got nothing to do with the choice. Okay, let me drag it again. Let me choose a different. So just try the zip folder within the zipped. Okay, so okay, I see where the problem is. Okay, guys, so go to the folder that I sent to you, and then you see that there's another zipped file called DEM. Unzip that one and then use the files in there. I think the DEM files are too many in that directory. Please, are you there? Are you guys, are you following what I'm doing?
Yeah.
Can you see the image that I'm displaying to you, and have you seen why that it does show and why it doesn't? With the folder I give you, yeah, you find if you go in there, you find DEM files, a lot of them, right?
Yeah.
But on their own, the TIFF file doesn't work. Okay, software is able to display the raster, the picture. Raster is picture. It's synonymous with picture. So look for DM zip. Let me share that way with you. Okay, so go look for this one. There's a zip file within the data folder. Data is then the data folder. Open it up. You see another zip file, DM. We found that particular file.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so unzip that file, then you get a set of files and open it up. You see only 4 files. DM.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you want to drag this particular TIFF file. And the explanation is that we have too many DM files here, which I think is confusing the software. So let's use the zipped DM for files. Are you okay? Within the DM folder, the data folder. So we want to use this one. Now, once you open it up, then you can drag it into the QGIS and it will show the image. Please, can you all do that now? Let's see if you all can do this. So has anyone been able to do it? If you are struggling, you can share your screen so that I can see where the issue is. Excuse me. Please let me know if you are okay. Let me know if you are okay. Or you're struggling with it. Let me know. If you are struggling, just say you are struggling. If you're okay, let me know you are. So that we can move on.
So I'm okay.
Okay, so you can see the image as I've shown. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so let's go back to our material. All right, so everything here is about excuse me, displaying the DM. Everything up here is about displaying the DM. So if you can see this, then at least you made some progress. Okay, so now let's look at the values in the cells. So to be able to see the values, go into QGIS and then pick the information tool. So go up here, you see identify features. So we want to understand, this is what I was talking about in the class when I was drawing all those squares on the board. So please pick the eye and then click anywhere in the raster. Okay, so in QGIS, pick the eye tool and then click here. You see that on your right hand side, we've seen some values there. So here I'm seeing 1797. Okay. So that's the value. In fact, this is a brightness value. It represents what we just done is just picking a value, picking a particular cell with a certain value. 17.
The problem is my processing toolbox is not showing.
Okay, so it doesn't mean you closed it.
Actually, I don't know.
Okay, so what you want to do is pick the information to can you find identify features up there?
Yes, please.
So pick that and then click anywhere in the DM. So what we are looking at is a DM, a digital elevation model. So the values that represent elevation. Pick it and see where the result goes to. So tell us where your results are going to. Is it coming up as a pop-up or you are not seeing anything? So we want to know.
They said identified results, but it's blank.
So you don't get anything. Okay, on your left hand, do you have the layers panel as I've shown on my left hand side?
Yes,
Do you have
please.
it? Okay, do you see 149264? You see that? You see 149, then 2647. These things here. Do you see the image at all?
Yes, I was seeing, but as I clicked this one, it left. Rather, the number I'm seeing there is 0 on top and 2634.
Okay, so I think you are seeing the exponential or something like that, isn't it? So the values you are seeing are very large, very huge. Okay. Now we're on the same page. Are you there? Israel. Israel. Hello. Hello, are you there or you're not there?
Okay. Yeah. I'm here.
You can see the image, can you?
Yes, I'm even restarting so that I'll get to you fast.
Okay, so restart. Yeah. Because sometimes it seems here if you restart it, then sometimes it gets confused. If the data is messed up, it still keeps something in the cache. So it still remembers some old coordinates which were wrong. So it's good you restart, you add the image again, then it's refreshed. Okay, so I think you should do that. I don't know how fast your computer is. That may take forever for some computers. Okay, so but Ivan is okay. I think he's there, but I don't know whether he's actually participating in what we are doing. Ivan, he's even gone, isn't it? Okay, Israel is rather gone. All right. All right. So who is here? Okay, you're back, Israel.
So I'm here.
The figure is still the same.
Are you following? Ivan,
yes, I'm following.
So are you seeing what I'm seeing?
Yeah.
Yes, I need that feedback. It's very important for this tutorial.
Okay, sir.
So that we can know whether it's just me that I'm the only one having the issue or someone else also having the issue. Okay, so now Israel is having the problem. It's not, you are not seeing here. So you want to show us your screen. Can you show us your screen? Share your screen now for me.
I'm using my phone.
You are using your phone to do this tutorial.
Yes, please. I'm using my app for the but the Zoom lecture. I'm using my phone.
So what it means is that we can't see properly. If you point at it, we can't see properly.
Okay, so I'll on my video so that you see what I'm doing.
Okay, on your video, let's see. Meanwhile, okay, Israel, did you make me the host again? Okay, that's good.
Hello.
Okay, go closer. Go to the layer panel. Let me see the values you're seeing. Okay, go closer. Go to the layer panel. Let me see the values. Go to layer panel. Let me see what's going on. Tutorials do take time.
0 and on top and down there.
I can't see. I wish I could see the values. I wish I could see the values myself. So I can't see. If you take it closer, can you take it closer? I can't see. Take it closer. Can you take it closer? The best thing would have been to share the screen, but your laptop cannot pick internet. Wow. If you are using your laptop for the Zoom, it would have been nice instead of your phone. It unless laptop for the Zoom
Okay.
Okay, so
It can
Israel.
unless I connect it.
Okay, let me ask you, when you drag
But sir, I
the
can see all this the images.
let me ask you, when you drag the image into the layers panel, did you get a pop-up that was asking you to select transformation?
No.
Okay, so that's where the problem is. Are you using the image that I've asked you to use, the one with just a few, the DAM?
Yeah, yes, please.
That's the one you are using.
Yes.
Okay, let's carry on.
Previously, I was not using that one, but I still got that image.
You are
Then
not
I
using.
used the shot.
You are not
Previously,
using
I
the
was not using.
uh-huh.
Yes.
But now you are using
But
that one.
I'm using that one, but I still got me the same number.
Okay, you are using the D and the zip DM within the data
Yes, please.
folder.
Yes, please.
Okay, great.
Yes,
Let's do it. Let me tell you why I'm saying this. When the software is able to identify, associate the coordinate system, associate with it, relate to it, and tell that this is the coordinate system. Later on, when you do any operation on it, it won't be able to figure out what to do. So let's say this is the data for Kaswa, and you're working on it. If it's not able to tell that this is the particular coordinate system, any analysis you do will not work. You get errors. That is the reason why you have to be concerned about the values you have there. All right. So let's carry on. And then when you have an issue, you should remember that's the reason. Okay. But if you want to know the coordinate system, right click the layer. So I click the layer. As I'm doing right now. And then go to properties and go to information. Right. So you can see that. Can you see my layers property window?
Yes, please.
Okay, so you can see that this is the coordinate system. The coordinate system is normally there is a certain number you can associate to. There are thousands of coordinate systems. So why did we come out with this? Because remember that every country and then the way they want to do it, map it. Are you okay? So you have so many of them, and some countries are the temperate region, some are at the tropic area. So we have so many. All right. At the same time, when we look at the UTM, remember the UTM is divided into how many zones? 60 zones. So this is just one zone somewhere at the northern hemisphere that we are using. Are you okay? So zone 10 UTM, which is based on this spheroid, then at 84 North American datum, 83 datum. Are you okay? So what it means is that they are telling you that the round earth is shaped according to a model called NAD 83, and then the projection is via a cylinder. Are you okay? All right. So projected. That's why they're even writing projected. They could have kept it in NAD 83. That shouldn't be a problem. But what I'm saying is that when you click on information, you get to know the data set, more about the data sets you are holding. This is why a lot of people are not able to appreciate GIS, because they can't understand the information written at these places. Are you with me? All right. And your overlay will work if your projection is right. So for you, Israel, moving forward, that's going to be the challenge. Unfortunately, you can't share your screen. We would have been able to see
The issue is
what the problem is.
every information you I have them. But when you get to the band one,
Yes.
the band one,
Yes.
yours was in layer, mine was statistics.
Oh, okay.
Yours, mine was in statistics.
Okay, layer type. Okay.
Yeah.
No problem. Okay, let me ask you to do a few things. Right click your layer, go to properties, go to symbology.
Okay.
And make sure that contrast enhancement is stretched to min max. Try that, let's see. And then click on apply. I think that could be the reason. Yeah, try that, let's see.
The minimum is mine was 0.
No, I want you to go to contrast enhancement and select stretch to min max under symbology. You've done that.
I'm there.
Have you clicked apply?
It's already there already.
Okay, so you already have that setting. Okay, go to histogram, click on histogram, and then click compute histogram. Let me see. Say apply and say okay. All right.
So when I get to the
go to histogram, click on compute histogram, click apply. Okay, do that for me. Let's see what happens. Go back to the layer. Is there anything? Do you have any changes there?
Yes, yes.
You have some changes. What values are you still under the layer? Are they still very funny? Are they still very funny?
Well, unless I change them. So I can change them now. 49.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on there?
I've changed them.
Yes, so
Oh, okay.
So how far? We are waiting for you. You are the reason we are quiet.
Okay, I think I'm okay because I edited the numbers and I'm now on track.
Okay, great. So we have 1 minute to end this session. I want you to simply understand the whole idea of the raster. This is the raster. Do you think you understand what we are looking at, the image? We have 1 minute. When this ends, we connect again and continue. So what we are looking at here is indicating values of elevation. So the black areas are actually, so what you are seeing here, 149. 149 is the minimum value and it's black. So the smallest values are, black. So which means that the valley areas, the black areas are the low areas. So this is where water will normally pass. We know water finds its own level. And of course, it fills the lowest place first. So the whitish areas are like top of the hill. Okay, so by even looking at this, there's a lot that you learn. Are you okay? So when we continue again in the next video, I mean, seriously, because it's a YouTube video that we are making, I will explain to you what we can do with this data set. You can now see the values at individual locations. You can just pick the information and then click around. You see that white areas have higher values, black areas have very low values, and then there are gray areas. Are you okay? So the stream values are white and black. This is called the grayscale, also known as the panchromatic. It's only a representation. We can use different color schemes. Sometimes you can